just inside this gate here, there was a hut, and then there was another one behind it. Then farther out was another hut, and that's where Pens lived. Then there was some huts over there. Murray's lived over there. Yeah. And our hut was, you see that oak tree?
Yeah.
We was to the left of that oak tree, and along that way it went. There was a hut just inside this field here.
And how big were the huts?
Oh, there was about, we was number 27, but I think there was around 31 or 32 huts. And there was two small huts here. That was where Cumminses lived, and another fella lived. There was huts out in the middle, and up by the wood up the top there.
Yeah.
Martin's was the first one, like where your dad lived. There was one where your dad lived, and that was a bloody big hut. And I'm not kidding you. It must have been longer than what it is from here to that tree there. Crikey. It's longer than that, and that was from them trees up there. Yeah. You had a short distance. Then after that there was a hut that went that way. Then there was one in the middle there, right?
Yeah.
They'd already took some of them down because some of them you had the foundations there. But Martins lived against the wood. Then next to them was Brown's, Ovis Brown, right? And then there was Rounds were up there, and the Bells, Joe Bell and them. Dougie Robson, John Smart, they lived up there. And then there was a gap between them and us. And then there was us. Then there was some Scotch people who lived over here, and Murray's lived over there. But in there, if you could get in there, I'm not kidding you, you could walk in. There's an ash road that's in there. You could walk in, and that's where all the gun turrets and that are.
Really?
Yeah, in there.
That's got to be worth an explore on a different day.
Well, if you look right over there,
yeah,
I think that could be. No, that's the. You see them the tall tree straight in front of us. That is where the main road is, right? That takes you into Stoneleigh, the one where where we turn right at the bridge.
Yeah,
that's where the road goes all the way around there. But as I say, we had some bloody great times we did living up here. Hard to believe, isn't it?
I'm trying to picture it.
I tell you, you'd be surprised. See, we used to go fishing as well over there, the Moses and Aaron. That's what they used to call that. I think that was the Moses and Aaron. I could get... No, the mole pits. I don't know whether that... I could get mixed up. I can't remember whether that was the mole pits or the Moses and Aaron was up the other side of the river. But it looks like they've built some more houses unless people have had extensions.
Yeah.
Up there, look.
They're newer, aren't they? They're definitely newer.
But as I say, this was all... There was 30... I can't remember. I mean, Vic told me how many at one time. Because somebody was trying to remember a book. Trying to write a book about the history of Stoneleigh. Edmonds, her name was.
And what year would this have been? Like,
when we moved into Stoneleigh, I think that had got to been around 53.
Yeah.
Right. So it was before then, and we used to have to walk to Stoneleigh along here to school every day, and then to the crossroads, turn left through the village. And believe you and me, it was a bloody, well, we used to love it.
Yeah.
And I do mean that as well.
Adventures, isn't it?
That's right. And the bloody times we used to have in the up there, what we used to do, we used to get the old National Dry tins, milk tins, put holes in them, light a fire in them, and we'd have a piece of wire, and we used to call them winter warmers, and we'd go like that. The amount of times they've ended up in the top of them trees has been unbelievable, and that is no level. I mean, Terry Martin and them, they used to bloody love it here. And he said to me, when I see him a few years back, he says, remember when we was up the camp, he said, yeah, I said, it's part of my life in some respects that you wanted to get rid out of.
Yeah.
But in others, it's great to have a memory of it, isn't it?
Exactly, looking back, isn't it? You
Yeah.
see the better sides, I think, usually looking back.
That's right. And this is it. When you know, like now, you can come back and just think of all the good times you had.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, believe it or not, but that's got to be well over 100 yards from here to that tree, and you wouldn't think it, would you?
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
As I say, from that tree, there was no more army huts after that tree. Right, but up there they went farther back.
Yeah.
You know, but not as far as the next tree. The old, I think the next one's an ash tree.
Yeah, it looks like.
If I remember, that's an oak, and the other one was an ash tree. But as I say, all they've done here is they've put them fir trees there to cover that up.
That'll be an interesting look.
Well, you know, it's something to look at, isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's hidden history.
That's right, but you've got to be a bit careful. You've got to go in. You go round it.
Yeah.
You've got a bank. Then when you get to it, there's a little gap. But this is what it was like, right? I can't say it is now, but there was a little gap, like about as wide as what this is.
Yeah.
And you walk through there. You have to be careful because you could see the concrete here, but there were some steps that went down there. And so I don't know whether I think there was railings on there, and then on top of it, which you could get onto, you could jump up onto. It was only like this high. You could get up onto it, and they had all the bolts were bent over where the anti-aircraft guns were mounted.
Yeah.
But I think there was only one. There might have been two there, but I think there was only one. That's, as I say, out of my memory, I think there was one at one end. I can't remember whether there was one at another end. But when you went down inside, there was an older metal bed, single bed in there. Right? No, it's true, because they used to have to sleep there as well, didn't they, the people?
Of course.
And you went in, and then the other side there was a place where they used to have a storage room, you know, but you couldn't get in. You couldn't get into it from this side. You had to go round to get into it.
Round the back.
I can't remember whether there was a like a window or not there. On this side, I don't think there was, but there could have been. You know, there might have been. I think there was one in there, as well as the door. But I could be wrong. You know. But this is what it was like. All this changed. So
And
as soon as somebody moved out,
down?
they took it down the next day.
Oh, right.
They didn't rehouse people in there. As soon as it went down, bang,
Yeah.
gone. And you'd come one morning, you'd go to school in the morning, say when these went here, they went here, right? When you went down to school in the morning, they was taking them, the blokes were just there, started to take the stuff down. When you come back at night, it was gone. Nothing there. Just like it, you know, it's unbelievable. But I can also remember when a Scotch bloke got married here, there used to be, what is it? What they called the old You know the big power boxes you get on top, up in the air? He had one in here. And he come out, because he was getting married, and for luck for the marriage, they used to get a load of pennies and halfpennies, and he threw it all over here. And us kids were all there looking, trying to get it. Terry Martin was there all bloody afternoon, and all he wouldn't give up. That's another useless bit of information you found out, isn't it?
It's all good. It's all good.
But you'd never think that, would you? You'd never think you'd remember things like that. But there's stuff that sticks in your mind. And it does stick in your mind, you know. You just don't wonder. As I say, I don't know who's even got these fields now. Because Halls used to have these fields. That field over there, whether they've got these or not, I don't know. Go on, let's go somewhere else. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
think
have a
there's
minute.
much